costs, what comes to cost of implementing these IoT sensor solutions, of course, the key elements are, for example, connectivity, how connectivity is made, and then how easy those solutions are to install and scale. And there, that's why, for example, all sensors are battery operated, so they are fully wireless, so they are very easy to install. And even though they are battery operated, they have very big battery life. Like normally we talk about from 5 to 10 years. Mm-hmm. So and then also together with our solutions, we provide global connectivity. So which means that you can just install sensors, the buildings, and then power up a gateway, and you start receiving data. Mm-hmm. So actually, one of our customers they calculated also like a difference between installing like a wired sensor compared to wireless. And in that use case, they came up to conclusion that wired sensor is even more than 1,000 euros per device to install when they calculate all wiring costs and so. But then to install a wireless sensor is like less than 1/10 of that.
Okay, yeah, so you take out all the costs of changing of the structure of the building, you know, all of this holes in the walls, etc., right? So it gives you pretty much big flexibility, right?
Exactly, and that's actually one of my favorite, that with those tiny sensors, you can actually convert any existing building to smart building, or even some machines, just adding a smart sensor, you can transform that to, let's say, to digital world.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you also said that it's all wireless. It's all about connectivity. So can you maybe tell something more about the technology itself and how we can replicate it to portfolio implementations, or how we can estimate how many sensors per building you need?
Yeah. So okay. So what comes to technology? So as a local connectivity between the sensors, we use wire pass mesh connectivity, which means that actually, so those devices can talk to each other. And then there's one or few gateways per building, and it can be really big building because one gateway can handle more than 100 sensor devices. But all those sensor devices can talk to each other. And then at some point in the building, there's a gateway and taking data to cloud. And as I already described, with gateway, we provide global cellular connectivity. So then it works everywhere in the world. And then because of this, like easy to install, easy to scale, it's also really easy to replicate to solution from building to building and from customer to customer, and with very good estimation in installation costs.
So it's safe to say that knowing the area or having like a specific kit that we want to implement, so like set of sensors, we can easily scale it to multiple buildings, right? And the other, sorry for that. And the other thing that I wanted to ask, it's like not only about the sensor themselves, but what are the other benefits? Because you said it's wireless, but also it's a cloud-based solution, right?
Yes, yeah, and that's a good point. So because solutions are cloud-based solutions, so it also means that it doesn't matter where you actually install them, you still have proper device management tools through the cloud to make sure that all those installations are really managed in a good way. So you can really make sure, or as we promised our customers, that we make sure that you will get the data 24/7 and 365.
Yeah, and you can also manage, because you said that the sensors are battery operated, but their lifespan is quite long. It's like 5 to 10 years. And as far as I know, you can also set up the sensors, you know, how often they send the data, right? So you can also trigger it only when there is a specific action or specific parameter is out of scope, and only then the sensor sends it. Is that correct, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, for example, I still saw that sensor there. Mm-hmm. So it's like 5 centimeter long, roughly. It's tiny sensor, but it's really smart. As you said, we can really set the different profiles for the sensor, so that, for example, sensor device doesn't send any information if for example, if temperature is higher than let's say 25 degrees. But then when temperature goes below that, it starts sending the data. And also I also, for example, I described that like a hand towel dispenser example. So in that use case, a sensor device doesn't measure fill rate when no one is using the hand towel dispenser. But then when sensor device recognizes that now it's used, it's also measured and send data. But then, of course, as we talk with you, Ballistic as a great partner for us as well. So then there are a lot more, and you know better this, but there are a lot more what also can be done at cloud end and at application end to filter the data.
Yeah, so thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, so another filter to what you mentioned, that it's possible to set up the sensor itself. The other filter is the facility management application like SingoFM that can decide like who gets the notifications and when, right? So this is the another thing, and it's very easily connectable because of the cloud solution. So both our solutions work in cloud, and we have integration mechanism ready. So you can use the data in the platform that is used by your people. So it gathers not only the data about facility management, but also about all of the aspects and the data that is sent by the IoT sensors. So speaking of which, we spoke a little bit also about our partnership, and what could you tell about the benefits of those partnerships, of like companies like ours cooperating in terms of the ESG solutions? Like where do you see the added value for our customers?
Okay, this is a really good question. So okay, first of all, I've been in IoT market now almost 10 years personally. So I have seen also the market had changed a little bit. So earlier in the IoT market, there was only those like advanced players, so big enterprises with proper resources to build IoT solutions. And then also enterprises, they build a solution by taking pieces there and there and putting those together by their own IoT IT teams and development teams. But now, like let's say in the second wave, where those like majority of companies are coming, they do not have that much resources, but they would like to have more complete solution. and that's why it's vital that different companies partnership and combine the solution so that they are really like a ready-made combined solution for that, let's say, mass market. And of course, both of us, we have our best know-how in our, let's say, our part and in our technology. But then partnership, strengthening offering, a combined offering.
Yeah, thanks for that. And yeah, as you mentioned, you don't need to have the huge resources, but I think what I can also say on behalf of our company and yours, that we have spent already more than a decade on the market, so we have the technology and we have the knowledge, and also like together, like our philosophy is that we're not just delivering the software, but we are also we also have the know-how, right? So we are kind of like technology consultants, I can say, that can deliver you the desired goal and the desired outcome.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so maybe just like one more question, because there is a lot is being talked about the data, but would you agree that it's also very important to collect the right data, right? So not to be overwhelmed by it, but just know exactly what kind of data gives you the value. Yeah, and this is I think also the big key, especially when we think on a big scale where potentially we can have thousands of sensors and get thousands of readings from each one every day.
Yeah. So on these days it's really easy to get data. So as I'm also as a background, I am also an engineer. So it's really nice to develop technical solutions, but those solutions, they are more or less just like proof of concepts or pilots without having proper like business reasons. Mm-hmm. And that's why I encourage our customers to think what are really their needs, what they would like to see, what they would like to do. So because technology is already there. So you can like leave technology for your partners, but focus on your business. Your business the best. So what is valuable data for you? And many cases we can already say what are the savings, what are like benefits, but also when you start making your own pilots early enough, you learn what's important for you. And we have also many customers that they have had some sort of idea, okay, so we would like to measure this. But then after a few first pilots, they have actually realized that that is not what makes a business, but we would like to measure this, and this gives us a huge benefit and a value.
Sure, that's a very good point. I think so. Yeah, I totally agree that we need to start thinking about it now. The ESG is very hot topic right now. So and together, I believe we can bring really good added value. So Pertti, from me, no more questions for today. So thank you very much for your thoughts, your insights, and we would like to thank you as well. And well, I think we see you in the next webinar. And remember that we, Velis and Haltian, we're here to support you on your ESG journey. And if you're struggling with ESG data collection, you don't know like where to start and how to report it. So feel free to reach us out and check how Singu ESG solution and the IoT sensors can support you and your business. So please don't hesitate to book a free consultation with our ESG experts to streamline the data collection and the ESG reporting.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Wojciech.